Hello, everybody. It's Wardrobe here and Hex to Hex, aka Todd and Jeff. We are here painting. What? What's
What?
happening on these channels?
What?
Why are we doing this? So, Jeff, Hex to Hex, what are you painting?
Well, I still have 3 Civil War horse soldier boys that were already primed, so I thought I'd just mess with those for a little while.
Cool. And you were telling me you just put an order in for something?
Yes, Miniature Market, I ordered the Mega Army Speed Painter set.
I think I might have helped convince it. I don't know, but
Yeah, it was your fault.
who else? I think some of the other guys have them too, but anyway, and I'm going to continue painting on these Battletech minis because I primed these probably many years ago.
All right.
That's just Jeff entertaining himself. Boy, that's what I was afraid of.
That's too close to the mic, isn't it?
No, I was talking about my lighting on my. That's all right. It gives us a little entertainment for the stream.
Battletech. Are you going to use that with Jay Wiley's stuff?
Maybe. Seems like the thing to do. What's up, Chuck? Oh my goodness! When I was not live, it focused no problem. That's hilarious.
I had a little dilemma where I must not have shook up my flattening agent, my varnish, and the soldier that I varnished last night. He was glossier this morning than he was before I put the stuff on him.
Oh man! So I painted these guys. I painted this guy up with some speed paint last night. I primed these probably 8 years ago. I just never know how to paint this stuff. This is one reason I like World War II. I'm not a painter, and World War II. I know it's green, some brown, some black, some skin. You're good, or some gray, or what you guys get it. And so I have a hard time with stuff. And then they're little, and they got all these details. And the bad thing about this is it's almost like Warhammer in that Warhammer in that you see what some people do and they're amazing, right? I mean, the paint jobs on these mechs I see are amazing. So anyway, I tried this speed paint on D&D Mini, and I was like, dang, I love the way that worked. I wonder if it'll work with these guys. So I had primed them. I don't even know what black I used, but this black was amazing. I mean, I don't know what I used, but I'm like, I must spend money on that primer because it had a little bit of texture. It was awesome. Well, speed paint, you can't do that. You have to have a white background or white primer. And so I slapped on this stuff that I used on that other guy, and it turned out pretty cool. It's dark, but this just shows me it's awesome. You can change kind of the color of the paint or the tone of the paint based on how you prime it.
Right.
So if you prime with that white, you get that. The other mini I used it on was that 30 millimeter version of this, and this is the kind of primer I used. Was this gray? I love it. I love the blurry picture. It's fantastic. And that was too dark in 30 mil. I was like, ugh, but it looks okay. And anyway, so if I wanted to paint a mini, a bet and mech or something, then it can change the tone because they don't have a ton of colors in here.
Right.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to work on this for about an hour and just paint. And I told the guys they can jump on if they want. And Jeff, I guess, decided, hey, man, Todd's painting. I'm going to paint.
Might as well, huh?
Jeff and I are the least painters of this group that we are a part of here. So, but I got to say, these are kind of expensive, and I feel like I'm going through them pretty quick. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how long they last.
I thought comparatively to contrast, these were supposed to be cheaper.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't, it's just they are cheaper, and they come in a dropper bottle, which is safer. But they're just they just feel light compared to Vallejo. It's just because they're thinner paint. Right. All right, let's see here. So what am I going to do here? So I'm going to do in this brown. The bad thing is here, Jeff and I don't breathe well when we paint, so we may not be very good talkers while we're painting here.
Right, and if we pass out, just jiggle your cameras and we'll come back up.
Yeah. Or 911, and my address is. Now, actually, what I should do is I need to. So what I liked about this is that you can really paint some really detailed areas. I would think, oh, it's a wash type thing. It's not going to stay where you're painting it. Well, no, it actually does.
Which is interesting how they figured that out. How they managed to manipulate gravity.
Yeah, good point. So I really should be using a bigger. Now the cool thing is the way this also is turning out with that black underline. That black is, and I made a video about this that'll be coming out tomorrow. Is I should have been a little bit more judicious in my slathering on of the white, because I could have kept the black lines more, and I think that would have looked pretty cool. But this is also looking pretty cool with the black undertones. So it's kind of, as a good friend of ours would say, Bob Ross, a happy accident. Embrace the happy accidents.
Thanks, Bob.
You're welcome, Bob. So now I'm taking this from a clan. See, again, I'm so glad there's all these websites out there like Camo Specs and stuff that kind of give you ideas on how to paint them. So these are kind of like a clan wolf, and these aren't clans. These are inner sphere, so don't jump on me about that. But I like the color scheme. But it was a kind of a brown fading into red, or vice versa.
Right.
So I gotta figure out how to do a fade color, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So it's cool that you're getting it. Yeah, you'll not be able to paint those guys if you've already primed them. You have to prime those guys white or get some different minis. But I think you have a few to paint, don't you?
I got a couple laying around here that some people sent me.
So a guy on the Battletech site said on Facebook, one of the mini groups, suggested doing an underpaint of silver with this stuff.
Yeah, I saw. Who was it? One of the weird guys that is like a super painter.
Metallic, I guess, not silver, a metallic.
Yeah. They did gold and silver, and
so I want to try that. I don't know if I have the right kind of metallic paint to use on that, but gosh, man, I'm sorry, people. I'm kind of like fanboying out about this, but stuff just flows on, and I love the way it looks on it. Yeah, you look how good it looks, blurry. Hey, what's up, Joy? Hey, man, I really appreciate your comment on my World War II video, man. That kind of made my day there. So, I was told there would be battle and tech, and possibly both. Well, like the tech is the video, and we're not fighting, so I guess we're cheating you.
Well, no,
Brian, I'm chicken to painting and got a Flames of War hit the beach that needs attention.
The battle is us painting.
Yeah, us fighting the miniatures. Yeah, that's a big set to paint there, Brian. Man, I don't know. I want to prime up some World War II minis and try to prime up or paint them with these speed paints. I think some people have done it. I painted these guys' bed rolls. You're not gonna be able to see it. The lighting's not gonna be good for it. Let's see if I can get it with speed paint over green paint. And sorry, everybody.
It just sounds to me like there's so much you can do with those things.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. And then I did the black too. I think it turned out great. Sorry, it's really hard to tell on that. I think there is actually. I mean, just based on how you undercoat it.
Yeah.
And so this gets me a look that I try to get by watering down the paints and medium, and it just never works. So screw it. I'm cheating.
Yeah, I'm gonna start cheating with you.
Good. Well, yeah. Now I'm tempted to. I had kind of moved on because I was going to get the mega set, and I was like, I don't care. And then I bought a couple to paint that D&D mini, and I was like, whoa.
Well, I'm hoping that they'll come out. I mean, granted, I know the big dogs out there, they can do it with those paints they've given them in the set, but I'm wanting, eventually you got to think that they're going to come out with military colors. And
yeah, if they're popular and they can go over well, I'll tell you what, I'll be promoting them like crazy. But now I'm tempted to. Well, see, so what I was trying to do, the reason I got this weird primer, everybody, is that I couldn't really spray. I'm shying away from spray primers because it seems like the cans always fritz out on me, and I do the thing with heating them up with water and shaking them and baking them and whatever. But
every time I go to Walmart, I walk over to the house paints.
Yeah.
See if maybe they have like a 12-ounce bottle of just some generic gray primer or something, but they never have any. And then the arts and crafts section, they don't even have any, just gray primer.
Right. And that stuff does work. A lot of that stuff works fine. And I'd rather buy that because when the can doesn't work, I don't feel bad. But when I buy a $15, $19 can of Citadel or whatever the crap or Army Painter, and then it dies after halfway through, I'm like, nozzle breaks, all these different things. Anyway, and it was 105 and 80% humidity. Well, that's not going to happen. So I'm not painting out there. McMurray says just go for it, which he's right. It probably would work, but I don't like bringing them inside because it smells up the house and stuff.
Yeah. I have to, when I bring mine back in, well, if it's a nice day, I'll just sit them in my truck bed out front.
Oh, that's good.
Let them dry. But if not, what I do is I'll bring them in the house. I open up the window in here in my playroom, and then I sit them in the sill and then close the window so I don't have to smell it.
Yeah. Some people I know paint inside
in their bedroom.
I'm not gonna say who. Okay, see, I mean, I'm just loving the way that's looking. It's a little dark on the camera.
That looks so good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Thank you, but doesn't it? It's like, because I don't have anything. It's like, man, love it.
Chuck's online ordering his right now.
Painting is such a commitment. It is a commitment, Brian. I mean, that's why I don't do it. I painted these French like this a couple years ago. It takes me forever to paint. I don't enjoy the process. It's tough for me. And when I painted the French, I got some weird eye headache thing going on. So that stopped that for a while. And then I had a hard time getting back to them. So
I have to learn.
And like I said, I primed these years ago. Years. I have no idea when. So, but this, I'm actually excited to paint. Someone might have gone and bought more minis and told the guys, "Hey, I'm getting online to do it." Like, I'm not the one that starts the painting chats. It's got to be McMurray or Brian or somebody else. I mean, if I could, I would pay people to paint my minis, but no problem. All right, I'm going to try a bigger brush on this guy to try this out because I don't need a lot of detail here. I should probably paint his, like this guy's feet. I should have left his feet black. Why did I prime them white? Anyway, so tell us what you're working on, everybody. Joy, I think you got that campaign going, right? I think McMurray was thinking about playing in that or helping with that, I think. Chuck, what are you playing? You probably got like 4 games going. Brian, so if you're not painting, what are you doing? Orcs don't need neat painting. Yeah, that's true. AP washes over craft paint. Most excellent. Yes, craft paint works well. I'm with you, especially terrain. Should have kept that part black. That's a little foot connection. Now, one thing I am noticing, this stuff does dry out pretty quick sitting on my little glass palette here. But I don't think I want to put it in a wet palette because I think that would screw with the consistency.
Chuck.
McMurray's going to be mad that he's having to work on a day that we're painting. Look at this. No one else is on. What is happening here? This is a weird day.
Hey, where the hell is freaking Nacho? He'd be all over this one.
He's probably playing a board game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably that would make sense, wouldn't it? We'll paint. You can play the hex counter game.
So now this is interesting. So what happens when it starts to dry out, you start to lose some of the pigment. And
well, but I thought the purpose of that stuff was you didn't have to go over an area twice.
Well, one thing you want to be careful going over twice because it you can reactivate the paint and have it come off. Now, I've not seen that, but I saw it in another video. So I'm definitely varnishing these.
In between?
Oh, and they're done.
Okay.
Yes, are voting on strategies right now. Joy, I will do a live stream at 6 p.m. Wednesday after Not Jay. Oh, cool, man. You would want a refund after I painted your figures. Goblin War Riders on the paint table. Sweet. And that's cool, Joy. Cool, Joy. All right, so I got to square out just enough to get this guy. My goodness, man. Yeah, so what happens is when you start getting down to the, I said it gets lighter, but you start to getting down to the end of the run here, well, as it starts to dry out on the palette, I think you're kind of getting all the pigment that's kind of down. Joy or somebody can probably explain how these things are made, but
we're going to have to learn how to paint like Wormut does, where he just dabs his brush on the tip of the paint bottle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I gotta keep up with McMurray. That guy just cranks them out, and you think, oh, then they're not that good. Well, no, they are good. So, Fistful of Lead, Bigger Battles, Orcs About to Slaughter Humans, Pendraken 15s too. Can you believe it? Whoa. Wait, hold on. Pendraken 15s. Pendraken makes 15 mil Goblin Wargs. I thought Pendraken only made 10s. I mean, Jeff, this is such good paint. I don't even have to wear my little goggles you sent me.
Really? I'm wearing mine.
They are good, though. I do like them. So the guy that I bought the paints for, well, the Goblin or Draconian that I painted for the crew, they really liked the way it turned. Well, actually, I don't even know if the other people saw them, but the GM, my friend, liked it, so that's cool.
I saw in your pictures your one character on the board.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so yesterday we had our role-playing game that we're playing. My friend's putting on a Dragonlance campaign that he's using the old one, but he kind of has adopted it so it works for 5e. But we had a battle with maybe 60 or 70 bad guys, goblins, hobgoblins, wyvern, 3 draconians. I'm missing something. Hobgoblin captains. And there was like 15 of us. Each of us had our own character plus 2 elf support. And then there were like 3 other extra characters. And we won it. It took us about 2 hours to fight it. And it's the biggest battle he'd ever put on. And the initiative tracker, I think, had 20-some people on the initiative tracker. It's pretty wild. But it went smooth. It went great. People were, oh my gosh, man. And I just wish I had a good camera and good lighting. It's freaking, oh. Look, now I'm done. And here's the thing. I'm done painting the legs, the brown legs.
Wow.
I have a hard time expressing excitement and joy and in a sane way. So I'll just repeat things over and over again until I feel like everyone hears me. So I apologize in advance for that, everybody. Anyway. All right. Now the red. So now I got to think this. I'm going to have to think through these a little bit more because now I'm going to be getting up here to the guns and stuff like that gun. Actually, that gun I'll paint red. I kind of need to see how I don't know how all these guys are painted. So what am I doing here? That's my Battle Master. Okay, so like this. Why I shouldn't have painted that gun white. It was perfect as black. And also, I should have kept I could have kept one of these crews black because honestly, it looks really great. And what I should have done is kept them black and then just primed areas that I wanted to color.
Right.
This is called lessons learned, people. All right, so lessons learned by Todd, by Wardrobe.
New series.
So that's a Battle Master, and that is a Thunderbolt. Thunder. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to dry brush these missiles. I'm not very good at that. They have a small line of 15s. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. All You'll do great on those, I know. Got 2 orders coming in from Miniature Market, plus I got some 2mm troops coming in from the UK. Holy crap, Chuck.
Now, as much miniatures as Chucky's doing, he ought to have a 3D printer.
You know what? You know what I need to do here? Well, I'm got a little bit of brown left. Need to paint some more backpacks on these bros.
Hey, bro.
On the Frenchies.
Which blue did I use for their freaking pants?
Uh-oh. Well, they don't have to be the same. Remember, they had different blues.
I know. I should have painted Confederate cavalry, then I could have used any color I wanted. Wehrmacht Fallschirmjäger. Now, Chuck, McMurray, I think, sent me, he was trying to help me find some of those. Because I still have the tank freaking battalion that I was building out for Todd to send to him, and I just stopped. But I don't think I ever got, well, I don't have to get to my box. McMurray sent me a ton of shit. Where'd you get your motorcycles from, Chuck?
Oh, motorcycles. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Your Zundas.
I wanted Brian to come on here because I wanted to ask him about if he'd seen. When I was at the game night just now, I saw that Zombicide has a role-playing game. I was curious if he knew that.
We really should play that one night. We should make him set up a game one Sunday or something, and we should all participate. Of course, I've been wanting to anyhow, but
he's talked about it, so yeah, that would be pretty fun. Get on there and complain about him running the game wrong when none of us have read the rules.
I thought all I had to do was roll dice.
We could accuse each other of cheating on the dice. Jeff, you didn't roll that. No way, man. All right. Back to shaking up the red paint. So that's the only way to make progress on a bleep ton of French like that. You just every once in a while just got to touch them up occasionally. You can hear the little metal ball in there. That's cool.
Yeah, that's one of the big pluses.
All right, so this is the Thunderbolt. And so I want to keep that whole gun, and pretty much everything else can go red. Looks like the syrup from a popsicle. And when I'm done with the reds here, I can talk about how I want to paint these other guys sitting here next to them. They're mortal enemies. Again, I think I'm painting them like a clan crew, but it doesn't really matter in the realm of, because I don't know what side I'd want to play anyway if I was playing Battletech, because I don't know this lore well enough.
Chuck, but what manufacturer made the motorcycles? And I'm assuming they are World War II German motorcycles, because I've seen plenty of the American ones around.
Harleys.
I guess it was Harley and Indian, right?
I don't know who made the World War II American motorcycles. Was it Indian?
Yeah, one Indian and Harley, sort of one and the same, in a manner of speaking.
I don't know.
That's where we need McMurray.
Yep. Let's see. Do they line that with silver? I think I'm going to line that with silver. So I'm going to leave that not red. And so when you can paint the main part well, oh, yikes. I want to keep that. You kind of come up with creative ways to paint the rest of it. I don't know.
That's like the cool thing about science fiction stuff. You can use whatever colors you want.
Yeah, it makes it a little harder in my opinion. Because I don't know color theory well. And I've looked at it, and I don't know what colors really go together. So sometimes I've done some, and then I've made things too dark because you combine too many colors. And right, so now I got to have a steady hand. I got this window I painted. I got it on there. So we got to breathe.
Whew. Oh, man. I'm trying. It's just so hard to stay steady if I breathe.
It's like shooting, though. Or golfing. You got to breathe out.
I'm supposed to breathe during golf?
I don't know. Boy, are these all, they are all lasers and sensors. I got to keep those and paint those green or blue. Or I'm not going to paint them red because I got red paint. So
No, Chuck, who made the minis, though? You bought them from Noble but they don't make them. Who made them? Or do you even know?
well, we have to paint those anyway. So
Ow.
wow, no one else jumping on. Okay, then.
I know. What the hell's up with that?
I thought Chris was going to jump on with us. Oh, well.
Oops.
Yeah, I never go through my Vallejo paints because, one, I don't paint enough. And there's so much in them. And when you're painting 15s or 6s, you just don't go through it much. But I have a feeling I'm going to be going through this Army painter. You boy.
Yeah, I like my Vallejos.
I do too. It's a great paint, but I might have found another lover.
Secret love.
Sorry, Vallejo.
Watch, they're going to come out with their version here before long, I'm sure.
All right. But I'm still using Vallejo to do some of the stuff that I did the leather straps and some other stuff that I didn't think the colors were right, and it looked okay with it combined. I'll paint silver on these guys, on the weapons. And again, somehow I'm going to have to dry brush these little missiles. I do not know how that's going to happen, but I suppose my next step will have to be getting decals, putting numbers and logo. I'll tell you what, though, decals really do help a model stand out.
Right. As opposed to me painting them on there.
Well, if you can paint them on there, great. More power to you, but I can't. So
I didn't say mine were pretty.
Yours are pretty, Jeff. I guess I need to check the comments. I should have done it before I put down the paint here. Hello, all. Hey, man, what's up, Chris? A little Canadian influence here. Doing a little. It's a weird night. The board gamers are painting, and one of us is working. And the other two, I guess one's playing with his grandson, and Chris is partying. I don't know what. We figured he's probably playing a board game. Maybe he's finally playing Montelamar or Salerno. He's playing Salerno.
I think that those games are going to end up in the hands of one of us.
Uh-oh. You heard it here first, people. Hope Chris didn't listen.
I think Salerno is going to end up in my hands.
I think he's going to like
it.
it.
Maybe McMurray, but...
Oh, uh-oh. He's on. You tired talking about him, and he popped on.
Dun, dun.
I don't give away things.
Oh,
Nor do I sell them.
You love me.
He heard you.
That's not in question. What's in question is what's going to happen with these games.
You're going to send it to me so I can play it.
No.
And I will send you a Mega Army Painter Speed Paint set. Oh, I didn't hear a no there.
No.
So what are you doing tonight, Chris? Please tell me you're playing a board game.
Because we've been lying to everybody if not.
Well, what happened?
I got Salerno here. I've just finished the Allied turn. Let me get my microphone over here closer. Hold on.
So you're hard to hear.
Is that better?
Yeah.
8 millimeters are hard.
So I've got. I just finished Ally turn 1. Well, the first turn.
The first real turn.
The first turn after the invasion. So, I did the invasion. I did the German counteroffensive or counter whatever, and then I just finished the Allied part of that turn. I'm about to go into turn 2, which means I need to place my turn 2 reinforcements for the Germans.
Okay.
But I've misplaced.
Oh no!
I've misplaced my tweezers.
Oh,
Already? You just got them.
Oh, there they are.
Brian, get on here. I was going to talk to you about that. I saw the Zombicide role playing game, Brian. I'm sure you're aware of it.
For
Thought of you.
the benefit of the viewer, let's see if I can get my
Kind of fading out again.
overhead camera going.
I'm painting these all up in anticipation of winning that Battlesuit Alpha.
He's waiting, he says.
Yeah. Hey guys.
I hadn't received your Venmo payment yet. It finally came through.
Hey-oh. Oh, crap.
You gotta pay to play on my stream.
I don't use Venmo. Pay to play.
What the hell has been?
Look at this, man. Y'all painting. Jeff's painting.
I'm not painting.
I know.
Oh,
The world's got all asunder.
wow. That's all I've been doing this whole day, man. It's just painting.
Let me see if I can. Wait one, folks.
Please hold.
There you go.
There you
Cardboard.
go. I mean, the world's all screwed.
I've always been curious about hex and counter games. Maybe after watching you all get into one.
No, shut up.
Tell us about them. No? Okay.
Well, they cause heart attacks in people in Arizona.
Yes, they do.
Except for Joey Saban.
Ah, crap.
So, Brian, are you familiar with the role-playing game?
Chronicles?
I guess.
Yeah, I got the box set of the characters over here. Why? You gonna do the role playing for Zombicide? That'd be cool.
No, I just saw it in the store, in the game store.
Let me
As
see if I can zoom in a little.
Oh, don't fall. These guys right here. Chronicles, Survivors.
Okay. That you don't have the role-playing book because you don't care. I assume.
How's that look?
Like a hex and counter game.
It looks beautiful, man.
All right. Well, hold on. I got. Speaking of sunders, all the.
Tacos.
I'm having
Did you
tacos
imagine that? Him
tomorrow.
talking about tacos.
Just so I mentioned tacos in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm going to take pictures of the tacos that I eat at lunch tomorrow.
McMurray's on. Hey, we got the OG on with us.
Dev.
And also bought a catapult.
The Devonese.
This guy named McMurray on here.
He's a goof.
We're here today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope hope our soothing tones and our chitter chatter, which isn't much because
Welcome to the soothing
helps you flip your
tones of
counters, paint your minis.
Todd Reed and the Painter 3.
All right. So I need to find out where these guys go. Okay, that's north. I'm going to put them.
Brian,
What?
when are you going to do the that massive Arizona Civil War battle?
I still got.
Yeah, all 13 dudes.
Actually, it was a California call. There's a lot, but yeah.
I thought the history about those soldiers in the northern in the Eastern Theater, it's pretty freaking amazing. I just painted the trousers, the jackets, and the hats on 3 Yankee cavalry soldiers.
There you go.
What color?
I'm good for the year. 2 different blues.
Okay.
Now I must urinate. I'll hold it.
Okay,
I've been holding my breath, so I guess I can hold that.
Oh, you got your palette. Is that pink palette? I don't have my glasses on, so.
Chuck's catapult chicks cats. Huh?
Huh?
What's the catapult for? Just orcs shooting humans?
McMurray said. Invite. Oh, hey, OG wants you to invite him in. He wants to get in and chit chat.
Holy smoke.
Oh.
I can
Yeah.
send him if you want me to.
Get
Alright,
the
so
devil
then-
in here.
Oh. So demanding.
I got a wee wee.
You can get
You got a wee wee?
this old. He could talk about this crowdfunding thing.
Dude, it went
Or maybe he doesn't want to talk about
amazing
that.
today.
Maybe they want to talk about that because that's work.
Okay. He should be showing up shortly.
Doesn't he play video games?
All right, so I need to get my find.
All right, I'm still painting my ACW on Buford's Cavalry now. Walkabout says. So we got some more ACW getting painted.
Hey, Todd, are you playing like
Yeah.
5th edition or what?
Yes.
Okay.
My friend's running the game.
All right. So I'm going to start with rolling for weather.
Last time I played, I was playing the Red Book. 1st, 2nd edition, whatever.
Hey, what's up, man?
man?
Hey-oh.
Oh, hey,
I-
lock and load, dude.
I just realized I haven't been on here with you guys in a month of Sundays.
Yeah, last time
Right.
we had Gunner, we were talking about that Waterloo game y'all had that I saw.
It's not Waterloo specific. Oh, well, yeah, we do have the Waterloo game. We got 2 Napoleonic games that we're working on. One of them's covering the Peninsular, and the other one is covering at Waterloo. So
Well, that Peninsula one ought to be a blast. I think I own a Peninsula game, but I've never played one. So
that doesn't surprise me. I mean, you can't say that the Napoleonic Wars were won in the Peninsular Campaign, but Napoleon sure as hell lost it in the Peninsular Campaign.
Right.
So, I mean, there were some pretty good fights there. Talavera, Vermio. There were some pretty cool, interesting fights. I mean, the Spanish and Portuguese, they weren't ready for Napoleonic style fights, so the Spanish and the Portuguese did not perform as very well against the French. But it was
Wellington showed up.
Oh yeah, then Wellington showed up with the English troops, and then that really
Okay.
turned the tide for the alliance forces down in Portugal or down in Spain, the peninsula.
Yeah, that the tactical Napoleon game is interesting to me.
Well, that's the cool thing. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to go for it, because how many Napoleonic games do you actually see that's at the battalion and brigade level? You just don't. So,
How much of a Buford's cavalry are you going to be creating? I mean, how many Like you doing? I'm sure you're doing it in stands. What's a stand represent, or how many actual figures are you painting?
All of them.
First Division. Oh God. All right.
So this paint does a great job of staying where it needs to if you have a steady hand.
Oh, I'm done.
Speed paints.
Yep.
Oh,
What are
Yeah.
those? Army Painter or Vallejo?
Army Paint or Speed Paint. It's their new Speed Paint
Okay.
line. It was to go against Contrast Paint. And then apparently it's so good that Contrast Paint had to go in and redo their formula.
which needed to be done on a lot of them because of consistency issues.
Oh, okay.
Consistent.
I only had a couple of them.
What you might want to think about doing for some of the Battletech stuff is there's a line of metallics out there. Oh, what the hell is the exact? Let me see if I can find it in my set. But no, these are some of the best metallics, and there's color shift metallics. I mean, these are some of the best metallics I've ever seen in my life. What are the name of them? Turbo Dork.
Yep. Let me know
Turbo
what they
who?
are because
Turbo Dork.
Turbo Door.
Yeah.
Talk about
Now-
are you doing
because-
all three of Buford's brigades in the First Division? The Devon, Gamble, and then the reserve, which I think was Merritt. Are you doing all three of them, or just Devon and Gamble?
oh man, we got Jeff talking about Civil War. We lost him.
No, that's cool. That's cool. He could talk. Well, see, he's talking about one of my favorite generals, Devon. So, you know. Gee, I wonder why that is.
I can't for the life of me think of why that would be.
I have no idea.
He's from
I know
Seattle.
about Buford because in the basic non-commissioned officers course, that was like mandatory training. Actually had a days to study on that stuff.
Oh my gosh, look, you could. So the dorks thing, I think Miniature Market might carry those color shifting ones. So look, if you kind of just splotch on this red, you kind of have flame or lightning. Oh my gosh.
Has anybody tried Duncan Rhodes's new paint line? Brian, have you?
No.
Wait, are you being
No.
serious or?
Yeah, he's got a line out.
Yeah, so John Harrington, our foreign correspondent,
Johnny.
apparently has some of those and is supposed to be doing
Yeah.
some tests with them.
Yeah, that's right. Because he said that the other day in chat, didn't he? That he was going to do it at a show or something.
Yeah, they had sent him some for him to take to a local game show over there across the pond.
Right.
And yeah.
This fight walkabout, you really got me curious here, brother. How much of Gettysburg are you doing? Just the first day's fight? Or are you going to create the whole shebang? I mean, that would be
And in what scale are you doing it?
28. I think he's still doing 28.
28? Oh, my God.
That's just insanity.
Well, it depends. If it's in 28, what's the scale? What does each figure represent?
Well, he's got 12 stands with 4 miniatures per base.
So that's going to be
And
3 per
that's a
brigade.
brigade.
Averages it out.
He might
No,
be
a
there.
brigade. I'm painting 12 stands with 4 miniatures per base.
Well, the 2 brigades on the first day were about 3,800 men between 2 brigades.
Okay.
So what's that balance there with 12 stands?
So that's 1,900 men in a single brigade. Oh, he's doing them in 13 millimeter.
Yeah. I'm looking on Discord right now.
Wait a minute. I thought you was doing 28.
No, he's
He
doing.
just said 13 millimeter.
Huh. Okay.
That's going to be freaking awesome. And when does your perspective play date with this stuff? When do you hope that happens? I'm interested in this because real honestly, unless Little Big Wars does something, and usually when they do something in their video, they blow through it pretty quick. But Hexes and Soldiers, and he doesn't do it that often. is about the only one I get to see doing it.
Walkabout Games says, I'm looking at the cigar battle mat at 18 feet long. He's wanting to do it by Christmas.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's got the Gettysburg map out and all for the artillery of Gettysburg.
13 millimeter is an odd scale. I don't think I've ever seen any company
Yeah,
do
I
13
think
millimeter.
I think it's that Warlord Games epic
Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
that I unloaded at March to Victory.
And is
This
that what
past year.
system you're going to be using, Walkabout? The epic stuff or whatever? Black powder, whatever it's called?
I like Black Powder myself. But
Yeah, it's an okay game.
it's kind of like War Master, so I'm all right. I can't own Epic because Chris McMurray, who knows who else would disown me. So
I would not disown you. You do what you want to do.
Or
I'm telling you, I got rid of that shit. Somebody offered me $150 for all of it. I said yes, thank you.
yeah, it's hard to say no
Dev,
if you want to move it.
one of your old videos from many prehistoric years ago.
No, I'm
popped up in
scared
my
now.
list, and I'm like, how in the hell did this pop up? And it was one of your old squad leader playthroughs.
Oh, God, don't watch it.
And the map, it's funny because it's got a few years under it. The map looked like you from a distance from the footprint that's there, or whatever, the little mini thumbnail.
Yeah.
It looked like you drew the map up with a crayon. And then right after that, I come across a guy named Todd Reed's old squad leader video.
I think that guy did a better job than I did.
Devin's squad leader videos were some of the first I saw of Advanced Squad Leader. Him playing, what was his name? He's passed away.
Sam Belcher.
Sam, a guy. He's one of those guys I wish I would have met.
Yeah, he was very, very, very well known in the squad leader community. He was a great mentor. I learned plenty of stuff from him. I also learned from him that squad leader was not the game for me. So,
Walkabout, you're painting Napoleonics and ACW at the same damn time.
You might as well. They're so close. And
Man, he's the man. I love speed paint.
I don't know if
I want
I'll
to
do
give you a
that.
big kiss.
that Waterloo set from Warlord.
Right.
What's holding me back is they're not in action. It's all March.
Oh, yeah. Well, I told you, Hexes and Soldiers bought 2 of each. Then he turned around and bought the entire Prussian kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's
dove into
also
that.
doing World War II.
Got some time on it.
Yeah, Hexes and Soldiers is going all in, but he's also not too worried about painting them all.
No, because he just posted that Quattro Ball
Wait, what?
video yesterday.
Quattro
After
Gray,
the number
yeah.
painted.
He's a
It's a
St.
good one
Louis
to
guy.
watch,
He's a St. Louis guy. He'll come back home to St. Louis occasionally, and be fun to visit with him.
Said he sold a bunch of his war games like Case Blue and stuff just so he could buy a scooter. And
Oh,
said
did he
was
sell?
actually
Oh, really?
amazed. Yeah, and he's actually amazed. He said he's more than halfway, just with the few games he sold, he's more than halfway to his ticket.
That's cool.
well, Case Blue alone would get him a huge chunk
Yeah.
of change.
It's so hard for me to sit there and think about selling my Case Blue.
I'll be right back.
All right, Dab, come on, fill us in. What's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah, what's happening?
Me?
Yeah, you got something going on, I'm sure.
I mean, work. That's pretty much what I have not been able to get anything to the table for me to play for myself in a relaxing mode in probably a year. I mean,
Right.
I did have Seventh Fleet on my table for a little while, but I could just, and it was sitting there for like a month and a half. I could just never get myself to get the time to be able to sit down and play it. No, pretty much everything the last 6-8 months has been Bitter Harvest, Enemy at the Gates, Valor of the 13th, Heroes of Grenada, Blood and Fury, and Stuka. And a little bit of the On Battles, but that's yeah. I just
What's this Stuka thing?
it's a solitaire Stuka game.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not one of your alls, right?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. The guy who's doing Stuka is the same guy who did our Space Infantry, Gotardo Zanchini. He's a really good designer. But he presented that project to us right about the time COVID started kicking in. So we kind of we're just kind of working on it because there was no real big rush. We weren't going to get, it wasn't a mainline game, all this other stuff. And that kind of all changed as soon as DVG and Compass announced their Stuka games. And David goes, I've been working on this for almost 2 years now. We should probably step up the the production on it.
There's the flurry of Stuka games coming out.
Yeah, well, everybody knew DVG was going to get a Stuka game eventually. I mean, it just made sense. I mean, they've done a friggin' flight leader game of every other class of plane. So we knew it was just going to be a matter of time before DVG got theirs out. Admittedly, the Compass was a little bit of a shock. We weren't really prepared for that. And when we heard both of those, it's like, all right, let's move this up in the production schedule. So I've been playtesting. I was playtesting that for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. And we've handed it off to the editor, and Todd, you should know who this is, Hans.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's in the process of editing it. The counters are all done. I mean, literally, we could probably, as soon as Hans gets it back to us, and however long it's going to take Hans to edit it, then we're probably going to go right into production on that one. That's probably not going to be a Kickstarter game. We're probably just going to go through Blue Panther. There's not much to the. I mean, there's less than a counter sheet. There's a player mat and a whole bunch of cards. But that one will probably just go straight to sale, and we're probably going to be printing that through Blue Panther.
Cool.
Who can say why Hexy would even consider a game like Stuka when he hates air?
Oh, hey, Crossy.
Oh yeah, hey, thanks for coming on, Crossy. Let's think about this because you saw one. You saw one when you were in Germany.
No, I don't like air and naval unless what Stuka is good for.
Ground support.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this game is all about ground support.
Close air, baby. That's like the A-10 of World War II.
Uh-huh. Well, and the cool thing is, I mean, this is definitely a different scale than like DVG. DVG, their leader games, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy them, but you're usually running multiple aircraft.
Right.
Don't know how Compass Games is going to go, but this one is you're just in charge of one aircraft, one Stuka. It's all card driven. You draw. Depending on the campaign you're doing and where you're fighting, and whatever type of mission you're at, you've got a certain number of cards that you got to draw on the way out, certain number you got to draw on the way back, and you get to decide what level you want to drop the bombs at. And there's a whole bunch of other things. There's a lot of choices in this. Now you start off as a wingman to somebody else, but they don't really have to tell you what you do. It's just, that's where you start off at. Then you eventually you'll get promoted to where you have a wingman and he kind of has an effect on your bombing. Then you get in charge of a squadron and then eventually work your way up in charge of a wing, but you're still just piloting the single Stuka. And however many support aircraft, how many support Stukas you have with you, will modify your dice rolls against damage against the target. But for the most part, you are all making the decisions for just a single pilot, and which is much different than DVG. Because if you played any of the DVG fight games, not uncommon to have 4, 6, 8 aircraft on a strike, and you're running an entire squadron of aircraft. So
Right.
that's the one thing that we are kind of pushing. That's what makes it different than the flight leader games, is that you're just pretty much in charge of one aircraft.
All right. Walkabout is insane. He's done lost his damn mind. ACW, Napoleonics, World War II, and Vietnam.
Dang, dude. He's a real man.
So, Deb, is there a narrative to it?
There is a pretty good narrative to it. The first time, the first playtest I did of it, started off 1939. I think I was attacking an infantry position or something, and I decided, all right, I made the flight, got out there, took off with no problem, and decided to, came in to do the dive bomb, and decided, all right, well, you have 3 choices of where you can shallow dive, steep dive, or narrow dive. That's basically how long you're diving into the target, and that'll affect your ability to hit, but it'll also affect your ability to pull up. So I decided, well, let's wait until the last minute, drop the bomb. I really want to hit the target. Went in, dived, rolled the dice, missed the target, tried to pull up, got shot down by anti-aircraft fire. Yes, there is a very good narrative element there, because again, since you're just playing the one aircraft, and you're always having to make decisions, because you have this deck of cards in your hand that can modify dice rolls as the mission progresses. And it's like, well, do I save the card to make this specific dice roll for a dive attack, or do I use it's kind of like Twilight Struggle, where you can choose to use the operational points or the event. So you've got these deck of cards, like, well, I really need to, this card will give me a +3 on my pull-up attempt, or I can use it as just a +3 on any die, or a +2 on any dice roll that I want. So there's a lot of choices in the deck, and yeah, I think it lends really well to a narrative gameplay.
Okay, because I know a lot of people will like that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people. I've always been tempted to try, like, was it like Sherman Leader or Tiger Leader, but I just never went down that road.
I honestly, I think Patton's Best is a better game.
That's the only one I've ever owned. I lost it. I don't know where the hell it went.
Which one?
The last divorce, she took care of it.
Patton's Best, Avalon Hill, 1986.
Oh yeah, I owned that for like a second and never really played it. So
I enjoyed it. So
the lease ran out
quickly. I bet you
cool.
Hating himself right now because he can't be here.
I'm just using up some black that I had extra of, painting these guys shoes, some boots, and gun tips. Just the tip.
As long as it ain't purple.
So you guys all had a really good launch on GameFound. That was cool.
Yeah, I checked it about an hour ago. We're up to like 67,000.
Pretty cool. Not much doubt, I don't think, was there?
Well, the last 2 crowdfunds we've done we've made money on them, but we wish we'd have done a lot better. And so, it could be the economy, could be, half a dozen things. Maybe people just aren't interested in our games anymore. But I kind of had a feeling this one was going to do really well. I told David that I would be very surprised if we didn't hit 100K on it. And it looks like we're on track to hit 100K on it really easily. So
there's a lot of Cold War freaks out there, though.
There is. There really is. Plus,
Nachi's one.
Well, the way I was looking at it is like, look how well the first one did. And people have been screaming for us to get the second one out forever and a day. I mean, COVID basically shut everything down. I mean, this is the first year we've been able to get games out on a quasi-regular basis. We're probably going to get 4 or 5 games out this year, and we've gotten 1 in the last 3. So David was very nervous about it. I mean, we were pretty sure, since it's kind of, okay, Lock and Load Tactical, yeah, we have a lot of those games, but when you get down to it, World at War is our bread and butter. I mean, that's all there is.
No, that's interesting.
I
didn't realize it was kind of your beast there.
Yeah, well, with we probably have sold more in Lock and Load over the years, but that's only because it's been over the years. I mean, and it takes us a while to sell all of our product. I mean, granted, everybody wants to get Heroes of Normandy back in, and there's a couple other titles that we're getting really low on. But no, it's World at War is the one that generates the most fan fervor. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Chuck, that's all right. Appreciate you looking, brother.
Crossing, what are you working on? What are you doing while you're sitting there listening to these yahoos chitter chatter?
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Gabble.
Okay, how many minutes you guys get done since you guys been on?
4.
Oh wow, good deal.
I know that's what I'm talking about, man. Well, I'm not quite done. I have to get the lasers.
Painting eyeballs?
The laser beams are kind of the eyeballs of the robots.
Oh, the robot. Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm talking about, I got 4 minis done or three minis done in an hour. Come on, man. That just doesn't happen with Todd.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to mine showing up. Kid at work is already pestering me about, can you give me some paints? And I keep telling him, no, I'm not giving you my paints.
What? Buy your own paints.
And then I order the speed painter stuff, and if it does the trick for me, I may pass on the army painter stuff that wonderful, wonderful person sent me.
Oh, that's cool. That would be nice of you to do that for that.
Are you guys actually going to play Battletech?
I don't know. Actually, it's weird. The local mini guy who runs our miniatures day asked recently if someone had it, but there's people. I don't play it. There's guys that have whole collections and stuff. I might use it for Alpha Strike, but I may use it for Jay Wiley's Battlesuit Alpha game coming out.
Yeah.
Dev, here's what happened with Todd. This is why you're watching Todd paint Battletech right now. So he got the speed painter paints to paint a Draconian, and he got an instant Woody. So he decided to pull everything out of his closet and start painting everything.
Yeah, this is the way painting should be, not dreading it.
I agree.
Well, the only painting I've done in the last 10 years has been my Gasland stuff, and that's only been within the last year or so.
What you need to do, Devin, is to get a hold of some of these.
The thing is, I'm not sure I want to paint. See, with Gaslands, you only need 2 or 3 miniatures to play, and you can just play them with Matchbox cars. So doesn't take much to paint up a Matchbox car. I think I spend more time breaking the car down into its 3 component parts than I do actually painting them. Big fat fingers, really weak eyesight. Yeah,
There you go.
Can't do the miniatures thing anymore. I don't think.
1/6000 scale. You can't beat it. I painted the eyes.
Crossing is painting Zulus and some Stargrave stuff. Oh, I haven't seen any Crossing Zulu stuff. I guess I just haven't seen it. And then, Chris Walkabout, you talking about the Battlesuit Alpha, I assume? So yeah, go ahead.
We're hoping to see that come out end of September. Fingers crossed.
Well, September 18th, 19th, and 20th, they have moved the playing thing for the Battle of Wilderness up to Winchester now instead of down to Woodstock, so they're going to be even closer to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, the problem is I keep seeing some of these people that I met in Gettysburg are already vassal playing it. And I'm like,
Well,
what?
sounds like you need to get onto Vassal.
Vassal. So here's what I'm going to paint the other guys sort of like. I am not painting a mouth on them. I mean, that's terrible.
Gotta pull the locust.
That's RoboCop.
That's hilarious. You know the minis. I don't know. I don't even know them. I know Locust.
Oh, dude, I started playing BattleTech when it first came out as Battle Droids. I've still got all my original stuff from the 80s. That I probably played more BattleTech than any other game put together when I was in high school. So yeah, I kind of was a BattleTech freak.
Take it easy, Mr. Joy.
Actually, that wasn't a catapult. Switch it back. Let me look at that again. That may have been.
Hey, John,
soccer.
thanks, buddy.
Joy.
Losing Joy. some people.
Yeah,
Hey,
John's
okay.
gotta go.
Thanks, Joy. Oh, hey, Chris, you missed it. Joy is going to
Oh yeah, it's a stalker. 2 LRM-15s, 2 large lasers, 2 medium lasers.
bunch of missiles on the sides.
Yeah, the LRM-15s.
Joy is going to do a stream right after your stream on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
He's going to do he's doing that voting for his
Sneak view. Sneak something.
campaign.
Oh, cool.
So these guys that were primed black, got primed white, are now going to get black again. Come on now. Someone's confused. Doing a little test. Let's test the leg here. It's an hour now, so it's about time for me to stop. But I just can't wait to get this black and gold on here. So hold on.
Oh, you're painting it black. You're not reapplying black primer.
Oh no, yeah, sorry.
Okay. I was about to say, what in the wide world of sports is going on? Okay, so you've been playing Salerno 43, correct?
I just got the first turn done, but yes.
Okay, have you gotten to replacements yet?
No.
Damn it.
Do you get replacements on the first turn?
He's on the second turn, probably.
I'm actually on turn 2.
So I do think you get him at turn 2.
Yeah, you do.
Gotta watch that supply line.
Shush.
There's nothing but supply lines right now. The Allies aren't far enough in to cut off supply lines.
Brian, you see I'm using the little handheld things you sent me. And I'm thankful that you sent them to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to try one of those things.
Who is whispering?
All
Give
right,
me your
so
address, dog.
what's that?
Give me your address, dog.
Okay. Are these things you've 3D printed or?
No, I just got a whole bunch of them.
Oh, all right. Sweet. All right, let's see. So if I got that and that. All right. Oh, I like. Dang it! This is turning out so good.
Good track.
What?
He's reading rules.
Oh, you're off the. Oh, he's. I'm sorry. That's a.
Okay, no. Apparently, replacements don't start until turn 4.
Breathe, Jeff. Breathe.
So back to the kind of got off the real quick the Napoleonic tactical one that you were playing at that Game On or whatever it was months ago.
Yep.
Can you talk about, is there any, I have not kept up with what the schedule is on that, or is there one? Or
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to go to Kickstart or GameFound as right after the World War is finished.
whoa,
So-
are you serious?
Yeah, Terry has actually Terry's been absolutely fantastic, the guy who designed it. He's had everything done for like a year. We just have had the trouble getting it into the production schedule. But like I said, things have opened up this year, and we've just been we're going to get a lot of games out. So we've got a conference call with him this Thursday. Actually, I should probably email him about that to make sure he knows that we have a conference call with him this Thursday. I mean, everything's done for it. The art is done, the maps are done, the charts are done, the player aid cards. Everything's been done for a while. He's just been looking for a publisher, and we decided to go ahead and publish it. And so yeah, I mean, it's not going to take much. Probably, I would say within 2 or 3 months, we'll probably have the game found for it up.
Sweet.
Yep.
Is there any video on how to play or what? I can't remember.
Not yet, but we will be getting videos up. He does have a Facebook group by the name of On Battles. So if you look for the On Battles Facebook group, he's done a lot of AARs. I mean, are you familiar with the Napoleonics game La Bataille?
I mean, I'm aware of it.
Okay, it's Terry was one of the prime. I don't want to say one of the prime. He was majorly involved with the La Bataille series. He designed one or two. I know he designed La Bataille Moskva, but La Bataille is basically the ASL of the Napoleonics world, and there's a lot of people who don't want to give birth to an accountant every time they play. So Terry basically took La Bataille and made it much easier. So
yeah, La Bataille, those games, what they price out anywhere from $3,000. I mean, my buddy sells. What's the one Marshall Enterprises? Is that La Bataille? They make La Bataille?
There's a couple companies that have put out La Bataille games. I am not a La Bataille player, so I can't say specifically.
Yeah, the La Bataille games from Marshall Enterprises usually come in just a plain white box. And my buddy, he's got some of them. He sells them. They sell for like shit. I think the last one he sold was like $575.
Yeah, it's like MMP products when MMP does ASL stuff. They'll print like 2,000 copies, and everybody in the community buys 4 or 5 copies because they know 2 years down the road they can dump them for triple the price.
Oh, I gotta heat up a couple of chicken sandwiches.
To answer Chuck, I've got Brits in Salerno.
Yeah, I got in Salerno on the first day. I mean, due to a good die roll. I mean, it wasn't my skill.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's what it comes down to on that. Breathe. Remember to breathe, Jeff. Oh, come on. Never mind.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I'm aware.
Come on. You gotta admit that was half decent.
I thought he was on.
Was not James Earl Jones decent.
I thought he was.
Well, fuck no. Nobody's as good as James Earl Jones. Jesus. Why do you think CNN hired him to do their voiceover? This is CNN. Because it's,
James Earl Jones.
Darth Vader.
Oh, man. Army Group North.
What?
Army Group North.
What is that?
We have busted across the Divina.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know cardboard talk.
It's only because your heart can't take it. Your heart's not in it, Brian.
My heart is not into that stuff, man. I think that's the only 2 things that I'm different from you guys is the cardboard stuff and the Mech Warrior stuff, whatever.
Mech Warrior stuff.
The Battletech Mech crap.
Yeah, the only Mech Warrior I've ever played was Mech Warrior 4, the computer game.
Yeah, I remember Mech Warrior. Yeah,
That was awesome.
7 to 6. He's in.
I remember getting that game and Comanche from Nova Logic in the same package.
1-to-1 with an armor adjust.
While I was competing in Delta Force 2.
So it's a 2-1.
Oh my gosh, man.
Chuck, did y'all answer that question?
4. A1 DR2.
Did y'all answer Chuck's question?
No.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Which one? Yes,
Yes,
I did.
We both answered them.
I must have been cooking my McChicken sandwiches.
You
Right,
must
so
have.
There's the beginning of the black and gold.
That's looking sharp.
Thanks, man. And we got oh boy, Liquidator, oh boy,
Low Quitier
Oklahoma
Gaming.
Gaming.
Liquidator Gaming. What's up, man? Are you playing 8 or 20 turn Solar now?
Probably 8 because it's the first time I've ever played the game.
Yeah, I'm playing 8.
yeah. I would do
So
But the cool thing about it is, you know, if you feel like you're doing well and you want it to keep going, it's easy. You just keep going.
yeah.
But yeah,
Now I was in the process of playing the 7-round scenario of Normandy 44 when one of the cats broke into the room and laid down on Omaha Beach
Omaha?
and spread all of the Americans all over hell and gone.
bloody Omaha.
Yep.
Say
Fast
those
cat.
big cats drove him off the beach. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Devin. Nice history callback. Very good.
Chuck says, True Mech GHQ micro armor on the Eastern Front, blood, sweat, and tigers.
There you go. I can put these mechs on the East Front with the GHQ stuff. That's right.
And then Low Couture says, the Zoc Bond games are great.
Amen, brother.
Mark Simonich.
Okay, A1, DR2. The attacker loses 1 step. The defender must either retreat 2 hexes or become disrupted, or conduct a determined defense. The attacker may advance 2 if the defender retreats. Well,
I bet you were a blast in first grade in reading class.
I got called to read. So, eat a bushel of Richards.
So much violence.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do a determined defense. What could go wrong, right?
What could
I
possibly?
think we're going to need a close-up, Todd, on your 3 or 4 painted minis.
I'll do it. Need some good lighting, but I'll give it a shot.
What was
I'm
that?
just trying to use up all my gold or my
Ooh,
yellow here.
Not good.
Question for you there, Wardrobe. Have you received any more Heroes of Normandy games in?
No, I haven't. My next one on order is the Con game.
Con!
waiting for it there.
Yes, that one. How about you? Look, tell me how to pronounce your name, please. Have you received any more? All right, let's see. What's this guy look like here?
Looks like a battle mech.
So you're not a battle mech guy there, Warmuck?
Oh, no. I have no interest in that. I don't play Voltron. I don't do any of that stuff.
Huh.
I just
I like
don't.
big stumpy robots. Big stumpy robots are cool.
Hey, Devin, did you ever get your dad's landscape finished?
Well, yes and no. We got all the trees cut down out of the back, and we got most of the stumps ripped out, enough that we could get the garden in fully this year. But it's like my father always says, I mean, there's always something to do. So we're never really done because he always has more projects that he wants to work on. So yes, we finish projects, but there's always something else to do. I think what he wants to do next is expand out the driveway by about 3 feet. But I don't know if we're going to get to that this year. So.
Right.
But yeah, we ripped down the 40 some odd trees that we had in the back, got that all taken care of, so we were able to put the garden in. So.
Why do you hate trees? Why do you hate the Lorax? Why do you hate the Lorax?
Because they're Russian pine trees, and there was probably about 3 feet of pine needles under each one of them because they've been there for 30 years, and they were taking all the nutrients from the garden. So my dad would rather have the garden and then have Russian pine needle trees up.
Of course, the damn Ruskies always causing a problem.
Oh, it is. Oh, totally.
Lousy communists.
That's right, dude.
All plants are created equal. Just some plants are more equal than others. See what I did there?
Animal farm.
Tree farm.
See, look right there.
Tree farm.
Sounds like low quitter. Oh, low quitter. Yeah, okay. I've only played a couple more games since recording that playthrough. Oh, okay, cool, low quitter. Yeah, I have not. My last one was 3 weeks ago. I played. I noticed, and I said I gotta get at least a game every other week or something in there. So it's time for another one. Just need to move on to the next scenario because I do have, as Chris said, con and good wood. And
You said wood.
Charlemagne. I don't know. Okay. All right, there we go, Jeff. That's some good filming there.
That looks like a battle master.
So these are all came out of the basic box, the Game of Armored Combat.
That looks good. For as quick as you painted them, that's awesome.
You know, it's a battle master.
That's what I said.
I know.
That's what Devil said.
Anyway, thank you, Jeff. No, I'm thrilled. I mean, for an hour and 20 minutes, I got these guys.
Here, let me put my glasses on. Let me see. All right.
Embiggen yourself, Todd.
Oh, thank you. Please hold.
I gotta admit, those actually look
Those are
really damn good. You haven't done a wash or anything on those, have you?
Nope.
No.
That red, the Army painted red's a a deep red, man. So it covers really well.
Well, and remember, this is a light wash, white dry brush primer on black, so it's going to come out even darker than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's spiffy, man. That's
Wow.
Yeah, that's talent in a bottle right there.
I know.
And it needs highlights now.
He's gonna kick you from the channel.
I mean,
Thunderbolt.
The hell's on his face?
And then here's the beginning of the. I mean, I'm loving the way the black's coming out. Just a nice flat.
That looks like a Shadowhawk.
Yep.
Catapult. I always preferred the Catapult's big brother, the Archer.
Man, I have to have you come on here and tell me what all this stuff is.
Man, not a problem. I could probably even still tell you all the weapons loadout. That looks like a dragon in the background and an Orion. Is that an Orion on the right?
I think so. This is a sculpt from their older sculpts, and it is amazing how much better. Sorry. Oh, really? That's what you're gonna. That's how you're gonna treat me. Anyway, it's just amazing how much better this.
Oh yeah. No, the sculpts have gotten much. I mean, you should have seen the pewter sculpts they had back in the 80s. They were just god awful. I think Ral Partha did them, and if you remember Ral Partha miniatures,
Sort of, yeah.
yeah.
I do.
That's not a dragon. It's an awesome 3 PPCs.
So this is how I would play BattleTech, Devin.
Oh, with Alpha Strike.
Yeah. with the multiple damage dice. So when when this guy goes, I'll roll 3 dice to see the damage.
Yep.
You know how I'm going to play it?
On the computer?
With Battlefield Alpha. Yeah, I got to make my plug. Hey,
that comes out in fall.
Yep. And has it already been mentioned that Lock and Load did their crowdfunding today, and it
yeah, we brought it up.
They did,
it made it in 15 minutes.
What's Lock and Load?
Technically 15 minutes and 1 second. I mean, but I'm not going to quibble.
Hey,
do you really just say what's Lock and Load?
No, I'm just
get out. I got lucky. I refreshed and got locked right at noon Central Time and got slot 61. So I got it.
Nice. Yeah, you shot me that. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of fun. That's one of the biggest complaints we've had is that, man, I got in like 1 minute after, and I was like number 101. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the biggest complaint that we had, that the 100 went so quick. And like I said, it doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me in the least.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. I had no doubt that it was going to make the 25,000.
Oh yeah. And I will give you, this is a little secret, so don't tell anybody.
No one's watching.
Just between us. There is a chance, because the campaign has been so successful at this point, and we have basically blown out all the stretch goals, that David may stick in a couple more stretch goals, like scenarios and maps.
Yes. So stretch goal, all stretch goals up to, was it 50,000, 45,000?
50,000.
50, yeah, all the stretch goals at up to $50,000 were done in under 2.5 hours.
Yep.
See,
Wiley
Games isn't the only company that I rah-rah for, so all of y'all can just go blow it. I rah-rah for Lock and Load also.
Y'all got a real winter chicken dinner with that one.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I have been playtesting off and on for Keith and Jeff. So yeah, there's some pretty cool scenarios in there. There's one of them where persistent chemical markers are already on the board from Soviet chemical artillery strikes, and that really changes the flow of battle, because it's like, well, you can take a shortcut through the gas, but you might not make it, or you can tactically try to maneuver around the gas. Yeah, there's some pretty cool situations in there.
Yeah. Loki there has made a comment about using that stuff over silver metallic, Todd, like you were talking about.
Are you the one that said it on Facebook? Because someone suggested using it on. So which paint which metallic paint would you recommend for that? Because I feel like my Vallejo is too thick for that. I don't know. Let me know.
So what you want to do is you want to use it as your base coat, your primer. Put the silver down first, and then use your quick paints or speed paints or whatever the hell they're called over that. So it doesn't matter how thick or thin the metallic is, because it's the base coat. It's the first coat that goes on the miniature.
I want to say I saw Duncan Rhodes do it, and it was sharp.
What you can do, if you're going to do a lot of them, go pick up a matte aluminum spray paint.
Oh.
And just spray prime that flat aluminum, and then throw your speed paint on top of that. Boom, done. Bob's your uncle.
Now, Devin, you were talking about the metallic paints. Were you talking about the metallic paints like they paint as easy as these guys, or were you talking
no. The Turbo Dork paints are much, I don't want to say more difficult. They're just a little bit more time consuming. First off, they are not non-toxic. They definitely say that you should use it in a well-ventilated area. Some of the turbo dorks are good for airbrushing, some aren't. Thing is, depending on the turbo dork, and some of the turbo dorks you can use with different primers and you'll get different coloring for. So if you use a white primer, the metallic will actually turn out differently than if you use a black primer. The problem is you got to put about 5 coats on to truly coat the miniature so there's no black primer and get to the point where the metallic is looking really good. So it's, if you want to use it for something like Space Marines or Battletech or something like that, it's going to have to be the base coat, and then you're going to have to go over it with detail painting. But yeah, I mean, the color shifts are really cool. I got a buddy of mine who's used the blue and the purple color shifts, and it's just phenomenal. Depending on where you're looking at it, where the light is, it actually reflects differently. It's good. They're great for Gaslands cars, anything with it that you want metallic armor on. So yeah, I've Battletech or 40K or something like that. But no, they do not go on easy. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Well, good. I won't mess with them then.
Yeah, so I would have a hard time using them for the simple fact that I dab my brush in my mouth.
See you later, Crossing.
Brush.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to do the thing. The thing with the turbo dorks is that it is ground up glass pearls that give it the metallic sheen. So I mean, if it's a purple, they've got purple, and these are absolutely tiny microscopic glass bead shells that they've grinded. So yeah, you're not gonna want to suck on the brush or anything like that.
The other thing you got to be careful of is some of the reds, yellows, and oranges use cadmium.
What's that mean?
And it's in the state of California, it's known as a cancer-causing agent.
Hmm.
The state of California is a cancer-causing agent.
Is cancer.
Yeah, you know.
He's not wrong. I mean, everything in California is a cancer-causing agent. Breathing is a cancer-causing agent.
Fair enough. That being said,
But Chuck is in San Diego, so we'll call that a safe zone.
so is Midway. So, as in USS.
You tried putting speed paints over? No. Okay. Blah blah blah. Ralpartha. Well, I mean, yeah, metal minis are great. Yeah, a color shift. I did think color shift would be really cool on some mechs.
That shit's looking so good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, they are, man.
You should I'm thinking maybe just go ahead and box up all your Hex games and send them to me, because I don't think you're going to be needing them anymore.
I don't know, man. It's amazing these things. I might start painting my counter.
All right, so Dev, I told Dave, well, I was going to drop an order on Storming the Gap.
Yep.
While there's still a few left, but I have not done it yet. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. And he's sending Chris and I a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I'm thinking, is there something in that stuff that he's sending us where I can get a taste of World War 85?
Kind of. We're getting Nations at War.
Yes.
Is World War II, and it's similar to World at War. It's not exact.
Well, he's sending me a Stalin game or something.
Yeah, Stalin's Triumph.
Yeah.
That's Nations at War East Front.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
getting. We got to make a trade when our shipments get here, because he sent everything he sent me was East Front because he heard what I said. But he sent me the West Front tank on tank, and he sent Nache the East Front one.
Yeah, he actually did that on purpose. But
did he really?
Yep. Yeah, the Nations at War, if you learn how to play Nations at War, and honestly, Nations at War is not a hard game to learn.
No.
But that and World at War both share the same DNA. It's all the chit pull, it's the number of dice roll to hit, and then armor saves. I mean, obviously it doesn't have anti-tank guided missiles, it doesn't have jets, it doesn't have, a lot of the modern warfare type stuff. But no, the Nations at War is a really good primer. If you learn that, you'll be able to slip into World at War really easy.
Yeah.
Well, guess we'll see.
Chuck, You need to if you're going to move to one of those places, you need to move to Falling Waters, West Virginia.
Come
You
on
can
out,
pal
Chuck.
around with you can pal around with Jeffy.
Come on out, buddy. I think Chuck could be a fun person to face with.
High horse cat.
Wyoming, you'll get blown off the map.
What?
South Dakota. Yeah, all right. West Virginia. Ugh.
You've never been here. You have
Ain't nothing wrong with West Virginia.
You know, hey, your color palette in freaking Arizona is one color tan. We have them all out here. in West Virginia.
We got green.
It's phony.
Shit.
It's fake.
We got, yes, it is. We got green.
Yeah, it's sprayed on.
Oh, y'all think it's just desert? Y'all know we got mountains and all that crap here.
Yeah, they're still beige.
Whatever. Grand Canyon.
That's in your state?
Half
Yes,
of
you
it.
go to West Virginia and whatever.
Half of it is.
We got the Blue Ridge, baby.
The other half is in Nevada.
I joke with people about because I was stationed in Colorado Springs with the mountains out there. And I joke with people about the Appalachians. These are just fucking foothills compared to that shit.
Yeah, it is.
How many acres for about 300,000 or 400,000?
Thanks, Chris.
What?
You can do pretty good out here, Chuck.
What's the question?
How many acres for 300,000 or 400,000? No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now our prices are kind of high, right? Well, the county I live in, like I say, we're the fastest growing county in West Virginia because of where we are, and an interstate cuts right through the middle of it, north and south, and there's an east and west one just above us.
What, did you have some kissing cousin parties? Anyway.
You gotta go out to the middle of the state for that stuff. When I feel like having a date night, I go out in the middle of the state.
You go see your sister?
I don't have any. My sister's in Tennessee. She can freaking stay there too. We've had a blast here online the last couple nights.
Yep. Maybe I can get some of you jerks to come on Wednesday night.
Nah. That we just do that to make you mad.
I know that. Speaking of Wednesday nights, Devin, how's everything with your family from last Wednesday?
Oh, yeah, lot better now. Good night's sleep, comfort food, and sleeping pill. So
There you go. There you go. I'm sorry we missed you, but you know,
yeah,
gotta take care of the fam.
yeah,
Gotta take care of the fam.
Is what it is.
Battletech. And what's Wiley's? That thing still got plastic on it.
I told you I went to the store today.
Oh, you okay? Oh Lord, you're going over the edge.
Yeah, that's all measured by hexes, right? Or
You can play Battletech. Battletech's usually played on hex maps. Alpha Strike can be played on it, but Alpha Strike's designed to be played with miniature, with terrain and inches.
We're doing an unboxing. Oh God, he's gonna get a razor out late at night.
And it's in my lap. So
Oh God, don't miss.
someone have 911 on, please.
We'll
Well,
call
you're-
McMurray.
In your case, it'd be 211, but
Heyo.
I thought it was supposed to be 811 before you dig.
No, he's right. It's 211.
What, for the suicide hotline? I thought they changed that to 988.
It
yes,
is.
yeah, we just implemented ours the other day here.
Mhm.
What did you implement?
The suicide hotline,
What is that number?
988.
988.
Oh, gosh. I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah, clans. Poopy.
More minis to paint.
Yeah, it's all
He's
clan.
gonna be up
crap,
all night.
though.
He's gonna lose his job because he's painting all the time.
They're cool. They come with a little book of fiction. It's kind of nice. With that old, come on, Devin, you can't beat that 80s style.
Oh, I love the old 80s style art. Absolutely. From the old tech readouts. Hell yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, man. They have this game store. They have some of the really old source books, history books, and all that. You know, there's some nostalgia about it, but man, some of the art is terrible.
Well, you got to remember, they didn't have computers to assist in computer drawing back then. And a lot of these game companies, it's like, well, I know a guy who took a couple semesters of art class. And that was about the extent. Nowadays, with the internet and computer design, drafting and everything, yeah, of course we're going to have a hell of a lot better graphics than we did back in the day. Yeah. Back in the day, I mean, you take a look at the old, like the old Starfleet battle counters. I mean, all that stuff was drawn with a protractor and artists' diagrams. You know, it's all it was. I mean, there was no skill involved in any of that whatsoever.
I mean, yeah, but the people.
Starfleet accounting.
The people were they're really bad.
No, they were because I mean they weren't trained artists most of the time.
This is my first ever Mad Cat Timberwolf.
Walkabout posted a color shift thing on Not Jay's Discord or Facebook.
Okay. On Facebook, Not Jay. Make sure black gloss primer to get the best results. Okay. No, I've never really been much of an interested in the clans, but I thought, why not? I got cool mechs. What the heck, man? So especially if I end up playing, it comes with a Timberwolf, Mad Cat, a black. I don't understand this, Devin.
Okay, the names in the parentheses are what the inner sphere called them. The names that are underneath in parentheses is what the clans called them. So the clans call so the clan, that would be what the clans would call the Nova A. The Blackhawk is what the inner sphere called it.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
So it comes with that. It comes with a Grendel Mongrel A, Gladiator Executioner.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, this is not going to come up on the camera, but the paint jobs these people do on these things are insane.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, flames, scales. I mean, this is 6 mil. I mean, they're big minis, but they're small minis. This one's an interesting one, the Puma Adder A. That's a crazy looking one.
Yep.
And then they come with pilot cards. Tells you their firing skill and their move skill. One or the other. I don't know which is which. And then their cost. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 11.
Remember, you're not really painting unless you've got a cat in your lab.
All right, so there's that. This one's kind of fun. It actually comes with a little bit of infantry, which is rare.
Yeah, the clans made extensive use of powered infantry armor, elemental suits, and it took the inner sphere a long time to catch up with that. And even their powered armor was never as good as the elemental armor that the clans used.
I hope they start making some of their tanks and infantry in plastic. That'd be nice. Although that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad to paint in metal because I don't want to. I'm not buying metal robots because I am not pinning arms. I mean, I'm just gonna,
just do what most people who play BattleTech do. Just 3D print it. I mean, I got a buddy of mine who's got a 3D printer, and I'm probably never going to get back into BattleTech, but I had him print up my favorite Fire Lance, and I've got my favorite Fire Lance just sitting over on my desk. It's a rifleman, it's an archer, it's a stalker, and a locust. That's the Mad Cat.
Why is that thing so awesome?
It's like an 80-ton mech. It's a cross between a catapult and a marauder. That's why the Inner Sphere called it the Mad Cat, because it looks like a cross between a marauder and a catapult.
Well, and it looks like a cockpit of a plane, like an A-10, or
Oh yeah.
I always found it interesting that the clans are like better tech and like tougher to hit or tougher to fight, but yet they made their standard unit size 5 mechs.
The Star, yeah. Well, you got to remember the clans were all about bidding. And this is one of the things one of the reasons why I absolutely hate the clans. When they first introduced the clans, it was BattleTech at the time was all about tonnage. It was all about weight. That's how you figured out, all right, you want an even fight, 250 tons on each side. The problem is when they brought out the clans, they still used that as tonnage, but they said, all right, the clans use this kind of bidding system. So what you were supposed to do is whoever wanted to play the clans, you would know what the inner sphere is running, and then both players would bid, and whoever bid the lowest weight class would play the clans. And it would have worked if people would have bothered to pay attention to that, but most people didn't want to pay attention to it. When the clans came out, I was on board my first ship, and there was about 5 or 6 of us that played BattleTech, and we had this one guy that just couldn't win for losing. I mean, he was just a horrible player. The clans came out. He decided he wanted to start playing the clans, but he didn't want to use the bidding system. He just wanted to use straight up weight tonnage, and he started winning all the games because honestly, pound for pound, the clans were about twice what the inner sphere mechs were. It took them years to finally come up with the BPV, the base point value, to balance the clans versus the inner sphere, and that really just soured me on the clans so much. Because I mean, one time we played, he had a star of 5 mechs against a company of inner sphere mech, and he just wiped the field with us. And this was our worst player. Guy could not play to save his life. Just the mechs were just way overpowered.
So 5 against
5 against 12.
5 against 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But they've got the BPV now, so you don't have to worry about it. They've got the balance worked out now. So, but I still won't play Clan Tech. I'll play up to about 30, 32, 30, 35. That's for the 4th Secession War. I don't go much beyond that.
Is there a game board in that box?
There is. It's a paper map. Record sheets.
Yeah.
I remember playing with these as a kid, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's cool. Nice map you can actually write on if you wanted to. Like it's.
Glossy cardstock.
Yeah.
Almost laminated.
Good night, love you.
Good night, love you.
Oh, that's wow. Talk about it's like a cardboard play aid there.
Oh, nice. Very sturdy.
Wow, that was really good. Oh, and this is kind of cool. They include, kind of reminds you of the old days.
Yep.
So you could play with more minis, which is nice. I like that. Again, a little nicer than we had in the 80s. Back in my day.
Much nicer.
See, Jeff, it is a hex encounter game.
Yeah, actually it is.
Oh, it's totally a hex encounter. It's just record sheets that you got to keep track of for the mechs. Unless you do an alpha strike, and then in which case you just have unit cards.
Or Battlefield Alpha.
I think their maps are pretty decent. They have some neoprene maps, but they're $150 as well, and that's
Yeah.
But they're nice.
The shading's nice. I now sit one of those mechs in one of them hexes so I can see what it looks like.
It fits it exactly.
Perfect.
And so in here, facing matters, so you definitely have to put it to where you want it. Not an alpha strike so much, but
no stacking. Nice.
Yeah, and then the elemental.
Yeah, stacking is definitely not allowed.
So Jeff, you gonna get one?
Unless you do a DFA on someone.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, I like these maps. I've considered picking up some of their map packs so you could play Alpha Strike without having to worry about terrain. You know?
Oh yeah, they've got plenty of map packs that they've come out with over the years.
I mean, it was interesting. I was watching some people who play miniature games like all the time exclusively. They bought some Battletech and they were playing on the maps, and they really had a hard time with the levels and the line of sight. Whereas, you know, I was like, oh, I'm used to that because of tactical games like ASL and others.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't that big a deal. And so they like quickly abandoned the maps and went to terrain because that they're used to. So those are nice. They're a little thin, but they I still think you'd have to put plexi on them because you wouldn't want that bump on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Jeff needs to get a Battletech pot.
No.
It's not too bad though.
Yeah, it's artillery and all that kind of stuff.
New game smell.
Yeah, so the color shift looks pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, I'll check that out. So what is this? I guess this is just this basic stuff. So this map being so you can write on, you can do like little campaigns and stuff. It's kind of cool. And these little planets. All right, well there you go. There's the clan invasion. You have to have the base game for this.
Now, who's making BattleTech now? Is that Catalyst Games?
Catalyst, yeah.
That is correct. It's nice packaging. Good job, Catalyst. They're coming out with an Alpha Strike starter box, and there'll be some boxes that were air shipped in that they'll sell at Gen Con. Those will sell out in 5 minutes.
Oh, easily.
And then they'll come out in the fall. So it'll be all Alpha Strike stuff, which is pretty cool.
There you go, Jeff.
No.
You get a Battletech box, and I'll get some lousy cardboard dude.
Yeah, right. Okay, you go buy your game first, and I'll do it.
You won't do that.
You never know. I get my speed paints here in the next week or so. You never know. And I start falling head over heels like Todd did.
That's right.
You never know.
Never know. All right, everybody, let's see. What do we got here? Todd, I posted it. Okay, yeah. Printed. Yeah. Oh, wait. I got to show. I'm like, oh, hold on. You got wires and stuff everywhere here. Look at that. Love it.
Jeez.
I love that.
Boy, look at that smack. Just want to.
Well, okay, Brian, just breathe in slowly, out slowly. It's okay.
I mean, put a freaking target on that noggin.
Sorry, everybody. I should have warned you about the glare.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Man.
Cool in this game here, where you can
Well, so
Baltic or whatever these states are, the Germans can spend. They get like 14 supply or rail conversion points, but you can spend 6 and convert an entire line, which is going to be great because this rail line right here, which I can't go through because there's a freaking tank sitting there. Son of a bitch.
We'll blow it up.
I can't. I don't have nothing I can overrun it with sitting right there.
I can't.
I want
Kent
to.
never did do nothing, Jeff.
I want to, but the certain turn that I'm in won't let me do it. And I just realized that you got this super highway down here going straight to Daug. There's no freaking rail line near it.
Do we need to call you the Wambulance?
What am I going to do? Need to get them rail lines out. We're driving. We're across the Divina. We've got the second crossing. We got that unit corner and knocked off a couple of his units there. There. We're going to get that crossing soon, which I don't know why I even want it. There's no freaking major road through there. There is a rail line through there, though. I will need that. But that one there was key because I got that port in Riga.
Riga.
And that coastal, I got to get rid of that coastal gun sitting there. And I pretty much cleared the, what was this called? In 1944, where they cornered Army Group North and destroyed it. What was it called?
Come on, people.
Come on.
Brother,
we have a game that plays it out.
So say that again. Which one?
Huh?
Which one are you talking about? Say that again.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. One of these games we own from MMP covers this.
I know, but I don't know what this is. What'd you say?
Oh, this peninsula right here, where in 1944, the Soviets literally crushed Army Group North, had them cornered in this peninsula.
Is it an SCS game or OCS game?
It's got to be an OCS or something.
It's not Hungarian Rhapsody.
No, I was thinking Third Winter, maybe. No, that's Ukraine.
No, that's down south. Huh.
Baltic Gap.
Oh, maybe.
What was the
No,
name?
Baltic would be down.
Yeah, the Baltic. Yeah, you're right. No, Riga. That's Baltic Gap. Operation Bagration. Yeah, the Soviet summer offensive against Army Group North. They cornered them in that peninsula, and there's a whole campaign about it. I can't think of what it's called. Or what the peninsula is called, or whatever.
Devon.
No, it's
Yes.
not called Devon.
I just realized for those of us that got the big Fulda Gap map,
The
we
canvas one?
stole it.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Narvik. Narvik's part of it, I think, walkabout. But what's
Narvik's up in Norway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Najee. Good call.
Dude, I don't even have one of the canvas maps for Storming the Gap.
I would love to get the one for Blood and Fury, but I can't swing 150.
Yeah, no, I
Just for the map.
trust me. Believe me, I feel you on that one.
Freaking Tick did a whole freaking segment on this.
What are you on about?
I'm trying to find out where they destroyed Army Group North up here in this peninsula
Okay.
in 1944
Yeah.
because Hitler wouldn't let them get out of there. We're trying to think what that was called. That whole campaign was Operation Bagration's around it, but there was a campaign for that whole area.
Well, have you looked at the map?
Oh my gosh.
It's got city names on it.
Just punching.
It's Latvia.
Latvia?
There's Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania going from north to south.
Yeah, it's Latvia and then the northern part of Lithuania, but there's a whole campaign around that area right here.
Okay. Army destruction of Army Group North, right? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
It's the Latvia campaign, yeah?
If I don't know the answer to that, I'll never sleep tonight.
Too bad we can't find out.
Let's see. Army Group North, Wikipedia.
Oh, never mind.
Here we go.
It's a nice setup though there, Jeff. I like that.
During the night. No. Not 1941, right? 1944.
Yeah.
Baltic Gap, summer
Courland Pocket.
1944.
Thank you, Walkabout. The Courland Pocket. The Russians, they had right here where Riga is, there was like a gap open, and there was a bunch of the Germans were still up in this part up here. Sorry. I'm sure my head's in the way. They had a gap open right here where the Russians had closed all this off, and they were able to get some of this army that was trapped up here back into the Courland Pocket. And this is where a lot of the King Tigers and Tigers did some serious fighting, and Panthers, but the Germans couldn't get nothing to them. And the Courland Pocket, that's it. Good call. And I think the Baltic Gap OCS game covers a lot of that. Y'all want to see a Grail game? Here's a Grail game. The Grail. Dun, dun, dun.
Apparently, you could trade that in for a moped in some parts of the country.
If I get desperate, this thing will go up on the chopping block. If my hookers go up in price, that thing's getting sold.
You know what? I don't know. I don't recognize a single one of the German leaders of that.
And because all the big dogs were gone by then. But the guy that actually ran the Army Group North that time, he wasn't a bad commander. He just his claim to fame was going to be, hey, we got wiped out because Uncle Adolf or the little corporal wouldn't let us leave.
Actually, it wasn't even known as Army Group North at that point.
Well, they were pretty much shit.
It was Army Group Courland.
Yeah.
With Ferdinand Schörner,
Yep, sure.
Lothar Rendulic, Heinrich von Weitinghoff, Karl Hilpert, and Walter Kruger. Up against Ivan Bagramian.
Yeah, Bagramian, yeah.
Andrei Yuryaменko and Leonid Gavarov.
Yeah, they had them all trapped in there. And, of course, we know how fantastically large the German Navy was during that time.
Non-existent.
Like I said, I've been stripping troops from Leningrad, pulling them out, the ones that I can, and sending them out of Leningrad on the rail line, trying to get down here. This is Skov is right here, and I'm trying to build that line right there, and then use that lake, and then have a defensive line up there. Some of the designers know say, you know what, just say goodbye to Tallinn and the 2 islands out there. And I'm amazed at the number of deployments they have out here on these 2 islands. I didn't realize, because you play War in the East too, there's really nothing but one unit out here floating around, but all these coastal defenses and stuff sitting out here. And there's big victory points for clearing those 2 islands out. Because I think they have ports.
You're getting fur everywhere.
I'm not sure. But there's big victory points for it. It doesn't matter. The ultimate goal in this thing is Leningrad. Way the hell up here, which y'all can't see. Well, yeah, you can. Is up here. And then that's the inset map for Leningrad. This is a big fucking game. I mean, the table's 5 foot by 6. So, and you can see, if you see the cards over there, that all 3 of those cards are Russian reinforcements. And then over here on my little, well, right here on the corner here, that's it. That's all the Germans get.
Someone's making chocolate chip muffins.
And here I am playing a game that's like the size of
You're
the
playing
Soviet.
Nache that covers this area right here. Covers this little area right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Todd, is Salerno 43 considered an operational game?
No.
I don't think so.
No, each counter is a regiment.
So that's almost, well, BCS is operational, and that's regimental and battalion.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it is operational. I mean, I don't know when you start considering it tactical at company, when each counter is a company or something. Or
Well, tactical, I would think would be platoon, squad.
Yeah,
The counters would be platoon, squad, and some of these big games go down. Like Vaktam Ryan is operational, and that thing goes down. I mean, what do you call that? Should they call that shit grand operational?
I don't think so. I don't think he ever uses any phrasing like that. I'd like to have to look at their advertising.
Because I mean, Salerno was a major operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 4 Allied divisions.
Well, right. So, and in this game here, this one stack right here is First Panzer. That's a whole First Panzer division, and it's got an engineer attachment to it. So it's got, see, these are regiments. There's 1, 2, there's 2 motorized infantry regiments, a reconnaissance battalion, and a armor battalion. No, an armor regiment. So, and that's a whole division.
Well, it comes down to how you want to define tactical, strategic, and operational. Some people do it by the size of the map. Other people do it by the scale of the units. Me, I do it by the scale of the units. And,
Right.
you ask a dozen different people what operational, strategic, and tactical are, and you'll get a dozen different answers. So,
Walkabout, I have Revolutions game, the Narvik across the Narva, which actually is pretty good. I got those World War I games over there staring me in the face, knowing they need to be played, knowing that I won't do that for another 10 years. I've got TCS over there. I've got Fall Blau. I've got Bitterwoods. I've got Russia Besieged. I've got A Proud Monster. Kharkov Battles. I've got the new NATO, and I guarantee you I will never play that game.
Why not?
I've got the original NATO, and I've played it once in 30 years.
That's not my favorite, but of the 2 NATO games, that's the older one from VG is the one I like. But my favorite one is the Central Front series from SPI.
Yeah.
I love those games. And I
For
sent
me-
one I had to Rich Champion that's been sending me all these games. He needed one of them, so I sent it to him.
For me, the at that time period, that scale would be Battle for Germany, Third World War, Frank Chadwick, GMT.
Oh, the new one they just quadded?
Well, I prefer the original.
Yeah. Who was that, GW?
No, GDW. Game
GDW.
Designer Work. Yeah, Game Designer Workshop.
Wait a minute. You're talking about... No, that's not it. Here, let me show you what my clipping box, what box I use for clipping.
Oh, Bundeswehr? Yep. I had that entire series, and I got rid of it, and I have regretted it ever since.
Had that, Boots and Saddles.
Boots and Saddles, yep. That was the squad leader of modern warfare back in the day.
And the only reason I bought Boots and Saddles because I was in the cavalry.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I get it. Trust me.
Oh, well, I think I'm done with that. So, Axis. Save that for need to finish these supply lines. I've had that. I can't move anything anywhere because they freaking cut the shit off. And I have to burn one for that. This game, they really made supply. I think it's perfect and it's simple. You can't ask for anything better. You don't have to. I mean, you've got to think about it a little bit, but there's not many moving pieces like OCS.
So, is it easier than OCS? It's more complex than OCS, isn't it?
Oh no, it's way easier, ton easier.
Wow. Okay.
But it still has the same good effect. You know what I mean?
The
I mean,
general
you take off your depots or MSUs, and you only have so many, and you can fight without them. You just get a die roll penalty. And then your general supply, if you can hit a road network or a rail network within a certain distance that you own, you get, like in dry weather, from a supply source or a rail line that touches a road, 21 hexes down a road, and then 7 hexes in off-road movement to a unit, and they're in general supply. But you'd be amazed at the number of units that can actually go out of supply or out of communication. Like this Russian headquarters sitting right here. This Russian tank unit, he'll on the next turn he'll go out of supply, and that headquarters there, he'll go out of or emergency. He'll go on emergency supply, and you see I got 2 German Panzer divisions running them up back there. That one's going to come back into supply, and as soon as I take this bridge across to this town here, this one will come back into supply.
So what's the fun for the Russian player in this game?
Well, see, and that's what Nathan was saying. That it's, he commented on my little post on YouTube about my strategy of pulling the Russians out of there. He said, by all means, get them out of there as fast as you can. So I don't think that by the time the Germans get to Leningrad that they're going to take it. I really don't, because of the looks of the supply or the reinforcements that are over there on those cards. But my intention was, and I thought about it, do I want to fight on the front line? Do I want to pull back to defense number 1 or defense number 2? And I decided, okay, let's not fight on the border. The Divina is there's only 3 crossings on the Divina, and then the Germans only have 1 bridge, 1 portable bridge, which is sitting over here doing nothing right now. So that would be a good standing place, because the mech wouldn't be able to get across unless there were bridges. Now, infantry can, but it takes a whole turn to do it. And then I said, okay, let's do that. Let's take the forces we're pulling out of Lithuania, get them back into Latvia, and get them on the Divina. Okay, well, guess what? The Germans moved quicker and took Riga. The first time they attacked it, they took Riga. So now they have the crossing, and there's no way for me to counteract that, because too many of the Russian units are garrisoned and can't move. And then the ones that are moving have defense strengths of 1 and 2.
Well, I will say I like the look of that map.
It is a nice look at that. All the EFS maps are gorgeous. And I haven't even looked at the new one yet.
I think it's pretty much the same. So they've got the maps. Now all they need to do is design scenarios for later in the war, right?
Yeah, they probably got a couple holes they need to fill in. I don't know if the Kiev to Rostov, I don't think it stretches out to Stalingrad. It's not far from it, though, because Stalingrad wasn't that far from Rostov. So, but I mean, you can connect all the games they got together. Kev laid them out in his garage at one time. But I don't see anybody doing that. I don't know how you use it. But yeah, they could. I mean, we were just talking about the Courland Pocket. They could do that on this thing, because you've got the whole region right here.
Right. I mean, it's a matter of designing the counters and the.
Yeah. Well, and come to think of it, I haven't even looked at the scenario book to see what they have for that. This game, I mean, there's still so much that can be done to this game. Or to this series, I'm sorry.
Right. Maybe they need to get some other designers working on it so it can make quicker progress. I mean, not that
everybody's always asking about it, late war scenarios for this stuff.
Yeah.
I always hear the talk about it, so. But I love this. This is definitely, right now, if I have to choose between if I could only keep one series, granted, while OCS covers a lot more theaters, this is still the one I prefer to play. And I don't hate OCS at all. So,
well, I've got to think, as most game companies, Devin can attest, if someone would step up and say, "I'll develop a game on the West Front for this," and
yeah, you could do that with this system, I would think.
Well, I guess I would ask, because doesn't it kind of screws around with the sequence and play, right?
Well, the way the Soviets function as compared to the Axis nations, yeah.
Whereas in like OCS, it's pretty much everything is the same for both sides.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, the only difference in this one is the 2 movement phases, where the Germans have regular movement where everybody can go full and then attack, and then they have their motorized, and the Soviets are motorized first, then you declare your attacks, then you have regular movement. That's the only change.
Okay.
So if you SOP'd that for a West Front game, it would probably, because I don't know, I would think initially that the Germans, when we first got into the war, and the Brits for the whole duration of the war, the Germans had, I mean, this is just my opinion, I still think they had better maneuverability until we fucking matched 3 Shermans to every freaking tank they had.
Right. Huh.
And they were just better trained at that kind of warfare. Just so when we got involved, they didn't have as much of it available as they did. And, they never really did in 41. I mean, they always said that Hitler went into Russia undergunned. It's just that they were so well trained. They went into France undergunned in 1940, but they were just better trained.
Right. Had something called radios.
Yeah, that was a big plus. I hate to be the poor platoon leader standing up on the top of a T-34 waving flags with a couple PC-4Hs bearing down on me. I'm going to use the little boy's room.
Well, I need to break out my Barbarossa at some point here and try out the small scenario. And I think that and Into the Woods needs to be my next games after Salerno. Okay, I'm trying something out here. I'm putting a little bit thicker white primer coat on the windows on these guys to see if it'll make the paint a little lighter.
They talk about why nobody's ever done a Poland 39 game in OCS because it would take 2 turns to finish it. I think that this system here, you could do a really good one in it.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, that's one reason they don't do OCS in 41, right? Because they're kind of like, yeah, it won't be very fun.
Oh yeah, right. There's no Barbarossa for OCS, right? Well, it's because it's because of all the burst movement and being able to travel such long distances in that game. I'm telling you what, I'm telling you right now, if they made a Barbarossa OCS game, regardless of its outcome, I'm telling you, people would buy it.
100%.
People would definitely buy it.
All right, y'all take care. It's Betty Bye boat time for me, man.
See you, Brian.
Later, bro.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Deb, it's looking like I'm about to break out that Heroes of the Motherland. Just after talking with those guys, David and them the other night, and plus with some of the stuff he's sending.
Yep.
I'm going to have to get that out. I started to play Summer Lightning, and it was fine. The system was pretty cool, I thought. And, of course, the map's gorgeous. The counters are gorgeous. But I had to do something. I ended up taking that darn thing down. Todd, we're gonna have to do the U.S. Civil War. You know that, right?
Yep, I do know that.
Which one? Semitich's original or his remake?
I've got the original. He's got the remake.
Ah.
Who sent? Oh, it was Clay sent me the. You know what? He still hasn't sent me those other 2 games.
I got it free, so what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Free's good.
Free's always good.
God, I got so many games that I want to play. I still haven't learned Line of Battle yet. Haven't learned TCS yet. But I do know this. The next Normandy game I play is going to be the Battle for Normandy.
Oh yeah, you got that.
Yep. Unless I have so much amazement for LBW playing Atlantic Wall. He loves that shit.
I know.
I was about to say, why don't you do Atlantic Wall from Decision Games if you're going to do Normandy?
I already tried Hurtgen, the smallest one of the bunch, and that busted my chops. I'll come back to it eventually. And Todd, you set up freaking the one mapper, and you took it down after a day or 2, didn't you?
Yep. I think the lease is coming up permanently done on that one.
Well, I mean, if you were going to keep one of the Goss ones, just because of how detailed it is, that would be the one to keep.
Which one, Atlantic Wall?
No, the little small one.
No way, man. If I would keep one, it'd be Atlantic Wall. I think I would be more likely to play that.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, but wasn't Hannett in the era that you liked?
I own Hurricane and Hannett. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Hannett's the one I had set up. I don't know. I think I have to sit down with somebody to play that. I don't think that's going to be a solo learn, and I don't have the patience for it.
Well, and it's not like the combat system. It's not like it's hard. It's just deep. The modifiers are so deep on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want detail, there it is.
There it is. All right, so I have primed up the
clan stuff.
No, I did not prime the clan stuff. I primed you can't see. I turn off all my lights. The windows and the lasers on these guys to see if I can get the colors to pop a little bit and see. But it will be interesting when I will prime those clans in all white, so there will be no black on there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like, the difference.
Oh, they'll definitely be lighter colored, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, this guy here will give me somewhat of an idea of that. Of course, you can't see it because I got it dark in here, but this commando that was never primed black, I'm not sure why I didn't prime him black, but anyway, yeah, I mean, if I can crank out 4 mechs a night at an hour each thing, that's pretty good. Now, these French are taking me quite a bit longer. And it will be interesting to see how this stuff works on those elementals, because those are more like true 6 mil guys.
Yeah, those are your standard regular micro infantry.
I mean, yeah, a little bigger because they're
powered armor, so yeah.
But I wonder, what they got these cool flames kind of. I don't know what kind of colors they are. I'll have to kind of look at that.
Those are jetpack, so whatever your standard jetpack colors you would think would be.
So I'll have to look up clan colors and see what color I want to. I've not really used much purple, green. Purple and green would be the big colors I haven't used a whole lot of, or I haven't been primarily yellow.
Well, the nice thing about Battletech is that it really, unless you're doing house units, it really doesn't matter what color you paint them, because the Lances and companies all had their own color schemes pretty much.
Right. Here's one that's green and yellow.
Well, chaps, I think it's time to.
I think it's time to shut her down. I was going to go an hour, and I've gone out 2.5 hours. So, everybody, I've totally ignored the comments. I apologize. It looks like everyone kind of settled down on there, and we got 4 people watching. So, thanks all for jumping on, all you people. Thanks, Brian, who's already gone. Thanks, special guest OG. You don't have to be a special guest, but he is because
I'm special.
And we got Chris, not Jay. We got Jeff X. Then we got Toddy Poo. We got the Mechs. Thank you all for showing up. Thanks to everybody. And be sure to, so Wednesday night, be sure to tune into Not Jay's because he'll be doing his normal. Yeah, what's your plan for that night?
If I get enough people, we'll do a game and chat or a paint and chat. If it's just me, chat.
This chat. Okay.
We'll talk about stuff that's happening.
You had something planned coming up, didn't you?
No, all my plans.
You got somebody coming on soon.
No, that's already happened.
No, you got somebody else.
No.
Yes.
That I'm aware of.
Oh, yeah.
A tabletop person I thought you said was coming up.
Oh, you got forced to come out sometime, right?
Oh, well, I had him 3 weeks ago.
Oh, Jamie and Christmas. So Jeff and I are just behind the times here.
And I'll have him on again when the Kickstarter actually fulfills.
As I like to call him, Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
And
then you'll have
when I get the lock and load stuff in, and in December I'll have David and Keith and Devin here again.
You'll have to have Jay on when Battlesuit Alpha comes out.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Might even do a live stream from recruits if it's out by then.
That'd be cool. And you and McMurray are going to Battles and Brews this weekend.
Yep.
Any streaming from there planned, or?
I don't know. I might hop on and just do a quick, hey, how's it going? This is what's going on type of thing. But I don't think we're going to do any games.
Okay. Cool.
Again, it depends a lot on what we've got in the way of internet availability in the basement of a 200-year-old building. That's got a brew pub upstairs.
Also, you have to take into acoustics at a con. Sometimes you have horrible acoustics. Sometimes you got good acoustics. So.
Yeah. So.
Big 6-0 on Thursday.
What's that?
I turned the big 6-0 on Thursday.
Oh my god!
Yeah, happy birthday, you old fucker.
Have to be
you're one to talk.
What's
40? I'm just 52, man. I'm just 52.
What?
50's the second.
I'm older than you. Ugh.
I've always looked older than I actually am.
Young.
I know I'm probably pegged for about 57, 58, but
65, 70.
Your chin shit and mustache is permanent gray. Mine's not got there yet. All right, I'm out of here. Good show.
All right. Yeah, thanks,
you guys.
We'll see y'all.
Take care.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.